Okay, so in this session we'll more talk about do a sort of demonstration of the product. Of course, Jira Service Management offers many capabilities, so we'll not be able to show all of them, but at least give an overview. If you were to kind of express today with your knowledge of the solution, what would be of interest in terms of demonstration? What would you say? Yes.
Well, I would be very interested in how to, in some sort of clever way, integrate assets into service management.
Okay.
Because that's something we're looking into at the moment.
Thank you for sharing that. Very important. Brings inside contextual information in the handling incident requests, help you to take decision very quickly.
Yes.
Another area, maybe?
Monitoring the service license agreement set up our numbers.
Understanding where are the...
Yeah, how to make a great use of it.
Okay.
We're trying to set it up, but we're not really using it.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So hopefully we will try to touch a little bit on that. If not, I will be really happy to, after the session, of course, show you maybe more precisely some aspects of the product around those topics. Just to click here. Why do I have to point? It's here, right?
Click of this, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so just to remind, what is the strategy of Jira Service Management? What makes us unique in the market is because we put development, IT, and business team on the same platform in order to allow them to operate and support to deliver an exceptional service. So, what do we hear often from our customers? Is that 3 main points. Jira Service Management helps to deliver value fast. So, and we will see in the some aspects of the in the demonstration that shows how we are flexible and help IT, but also business team to quickly spin up a service desk, for example, without the cost and complexity of what you can have with ITSM traditional solutions. Also, we make work visible. You mentioned assets. So because we have this integrated platform, we can bring information into to the agent when he's handling an incident, a request, so that he'll be able to fulfill the request very fast. And then, of course, finally, we help to make the workflows across the different teams in your organization. So I will just go through the demonstration to maybe give make this live, if you want. Okay. First of all, we'll start by talking about how we engage employees, so internal customers or external customers with Jira Service Management. So many channels are available. We talk about email, so we can still raise a request through email with Jira Service Management with mechanism that can help with automation, understand what is in the message and help to kind of classify. You have also widgets where you can embed in your, let's say, intranet, for example, to make it easy for user to raise requests. And we are going to focus on the demonstration on the two other remaining channels. So the chats. So your employees maybe have their preferred tool, Slack or Teams. And you can allow them to be there and to raise requests, to send queries, to reach out to the support to get help or get information. And we also touch on the portal, which is a great asset to bring that one place where everyone goes to find information or get help. So this is for the, let's say, how you engage the employee. So let me first start with the how do I do it? Allowed, okay. Great. Good. So the chats. So we have the ability from Slack or Teams, you can give the ability to your employees to raise requests. Is this something that you're already using in your organization or that you have already set up? No? So this is what is already existing out of the box, and a user can come in this Slack channel, ask agent, for example, you can name it as you want, and then send a request and reach out to your support. And your support team can turn out any message within, in this case it is Slack, but it also works on Teams, can turn out and can transform all message into a ticket into Jira Service Management. So you allow your team to stay in their preferred chat tool while the support team is handling everything on Jira Service Management. And you can still, if it fits your ways of working, bring those agents in Slack where they can transition tickets, communicate with the customers directly from Slack or Teams. So this is what we have already. On top of that, we build a virtual agent. So the virtual agent is now available on Slack and will be next year on Microsoft Teams. So the virtual agent will do basically two things. So the first thing is that you know what are the common requests of your employees or the customers, and then you know what are the workflow conversation to guide them in order to make this common requests get fulfilled, get done. So that is where you would train the virtual agent with that knowledge that you have so that he'll be able to handle this common request itself. And it makes really the perfect, let's say, teammates in a support team. So let's take the example of me having a problem with my VPN. So a VPN issue, common issue, and in the organization, we can formalize what is the workflow conversation, and the virtual agent is trained with that in order to understand the intent of the user. So when I came in here and I say, I can connect to my VPN, then the virtual agent will come in and try to understand and match my intent. So in this case, the virtual agent matched correctly the intent and detects that it's a VPN issue, which is the case, and I would go on and say yes, and it will try to understand, so guide me through the workflow conversation to understand what is the issue there. So I would say I was unable to connect. Then we leverage here the virtual agent to start help the user self-serve. So I can find itself going through the guide, troubleshooting guide, and find information itself without involving a human agent. So in case this is not solving the issue, so let's say no, I went through the guide and still I need assistance. So we can, in the ways of working, try to understand if it is related to the knowledge-based article that were not helpful for improvement and learning purpose. So did one of you help you? So you will say no. And there, well, the virtual agent, as a good teammate that it is, will create a ticket directly in Jira Service Management with all the informations that, that are related to the context of the conversation that it has with the customer. So, and we see that directly we use automation there to make sure that someone is already has been notified and is already, it will take care of that ticket. So you mentioned previously that sometimes the challenge with the virtual agents, I don't remember who mentioned it, was that it can make the customer being entering in the loop. And this is really something that you solve in the way you train the virtual agent in the conversation workflow that you configure. So you can be straightforward and say, okay, just one step to understand what is going on, and if it is not the case, then I want to raise a ticket. So then you go out of that loop, or you can have the culture that you want to make sure that really the knowledge articles that are available are not solving the issue, then the virtual agent will raise a request, which is the case here. So you have that flexibility with the tool to be able to, let's say, implement your way of working according to your culture. So just, do you have questions? If we just stop there on this experience before I go through, I wanted to show you a little bit in the back end how it looks like, the configuration.
Can you see what the ticket looks like that is created?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go on the tickets. So yeah, it's on the pod. So we see that everything is synchronized, okay? We are really in a, let's say, unified platform. Everything is synchronized with the portal. The end user coming to the portal will still have the information. And let's look what's the agent that is going to, so Emma, which is handling this ticket, what she's going to see. So here from the ticket, Emma has all the historic of the conversation that the virtual agent has with the customer. So she will not go ahead and ask questions that have already been asked or find information that are already there. And also, Emma can kind of leverage AI already at this point to have a sum up of what the agent, the virtual agent has been exchanging with the user, so that she understands quickly and she can also get help. She can also help and fulfill the request fast. Fine. Yes.
Where can you see information on you? It could be contact info, it could be computer type, it could be whatever. Do you have that as assets attached to your user, or where do you see that as a support agent?
You can bring it in the way it is implemented in my example. Maybe it's not here highlighted, but you can bring information about the user in the tickets. For example, here the agent can see that I raised the tickets, that I'm based in the EMEA region. What is my department? And of course, understand maybe what is my language. So this is coming directly from assets, which is the CMDB of Jira Service Management. So just for you to have a look. So this is the view that the agent will have directly if he wants to go deep inside of it. So he will have directly in the tickets, and with the different connections between the view. And if you want to go and see the records and the inventory in the asset itself, so the CMDB, there he can still go through and understand, okay, what is this, what kind of laptop this user is owning, who is the manager, what is the licenses that are installed on the laptop. But what is interesting is that the agent does not have to switch context and go in asset to have that information. You can use automation to bring that information directly to the agent in the tickets, just as I showed previously. Okay. So how does it look on the administration side? So here I have in my, I am looking at the, let's say the intents that that we configure in our demo environment. So we kind of identify what are the common requests that we want to demonstrate to our customers. And then the intents will be, yes, those common requests, and that would help the agent to understand quickly what is going on. And if we look at one of the intents, first of all, as you can see, I have intents that are live, so in production, and some that are in test. So it's something that you can, of course, can be very helpful for you to test and make sure that it's something in terms of conversation workflow that fits the culture of your customers before you put it live. And then, of course, we capture the performance of the virtual agent. Okay, you understand, is it really performing as you intend? Maybe there are some improvement you need to do, especially in the knowledge base, or that you are sending or pushing to your users. What is the satisfaction of the customer? So you can also have it there. So in terms of, let's say, configuration, so this is just to give you an overview in the view of the workflow as it is configured. So it's really a low-code, no-code configuration that you make it really easy for you to, yes, set up the different choices and decisions on what is the paths that the virtual agent is going to take, depending on the choices that the customer made. So it's really fast and straightforward in terms of implementation, connecting again to one of the value that Jira Service Management offers to deliver value fast. So this is available from the premium plan of Jira Service Management. You can already go ahead and test it and see how easy it is to implement. So one of the aspects that is important is the training part. So the training part is the aspect that will really help the virtual agent understand and match the intent. So, and it will also help, the more the virtual agent is trained, the more it will be efficient in understanding and solving the issue. And for that, we help by providing templates that will already have pre-configured training phrases, so that that will help that virtual agent to be trained. For example, here if we go, let's say I would take search, already have a VPN issue. Let's say Adobe Access. So I already have that intent there. And then I already have a couple of training phrases that are already available for me. I don't have to, enter all the training phrases. And you can add new one using even ChatGPT. Can you, asking ChatGPT, can you provide me for sentences related to issues around Adobe Access? And then common popular here, those sentences that will help to really train your agent. But at least you already have it there, and it's really helpful in that approach of spinning up your virtual agent. Any questions on this one? Yes.
The virtual agent, will it sort of be continuously trained by the interactions it's having with the end users?
Yes.
And then on top of that, where is that data sort of stored and handled? Because we want to do someone in the business wants to do something like this at least, but everyone else is very cautious about the big AI thing and that everyone's selling everyone's data to everyone.
Yes.
So we have like strict rules and guidelines on how to use this kind of stuff. So where is it stored and handled, and then how?
First of all, since I started this demonstration, I didn't mention AI. This is not using AI. This is not using ChatGPT.
Okay.
So this is really important. So as I mentioned, you have two parts. You have the part that you automate the conversation workflow of common requests. Then the second part that I didn't mention yet is the AI part.
Okay.
So the training of the virtual agent is really happening here. You will put as much as training phrases there, then it will train the virtual agent. And also based on the what the customer do, we have one of our customer. What he does that he went on the support Slack channel and checked what the customers were asking and how they were asking things, and he just used that to train the virtual agent. So now let's talk about the AI part. So if we have a look here on the settings, it's something that you need to enable. You need to enable at the setting, like global setting side, but also at the request channel side. So because you can have many request channel and you can decide to enable it for one and not the other one. So this brings, again, showing the flexibility of the platform to kind of adapt on your way of working. Okay. So now if we go back to the Slack channel, let's now go to the HR Slack channel, and then we was maybe asked about the Kudo program. So I would love to know more about the Kudos. Program. So now what is going to happen is that I have no intent configured with Kudo program. So the virtual agent is going to check the intent, and we have a low confident match. And because the AI is enabled, then it's going to go and check the Confluence workspace that is attached to my project and derive an answer from that knowledge base. So to your question, the information today is in Confluence. Then the virtual agent go there, go through that information, summarize it, and send it to the customer, as in this case. And still,
where the data is stored.
Sorry?
It doesn't really answer where the data that you give to the AI, where is that stored?
Is it handled locally in our Atlassian site or Jira site, or does it go somewhere in your AWS environment?
This is in a partnership with OpenAI. So there is today I think I would not be able to tell you exactly technically what is the let's say the flow of the data going between us and OpenAI. We can deep dive on that and give you more information.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, just knowing that it is OpenAI is very good. That gives me something to sort of chase down.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And still, you can obviously always open the door to your users to know if it solved their issue or if they still need to open a request to the support team. Okay, it's 11. How many minutes do I have again?
20 more minutes.
20 more? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so do you have questions around virtual agents? So before we move on the help center, the portal side experience. Do you relate with what you hear from your customer, or as a customer, is it something that can be used or implemented given maybe your ways of working and can bring value to your company?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've got a lot of salespeople who, as we've established, aren't very techy all the time. And they have a lot of like reoccurring simple questions. I can't send emails. Well, James, you're in offline mode again. His name is not James.
Yeah,
It's happened more than once.
You have to get that.
So having like a virtual agent to say, well, have you checked that you're not working offline again?
Yeah.
And then other low-hanging fruits like that would save our first line support team oodles and oodles of time. So yeah, I think it could be good, provided that CISO and that whatever approves of the data flows and stuff.
Internally at Atlassian, our IT services is using this. So we have a Slack channel where all Atlassian, when we have a problem with the IT, we will go there and ask questions. And we have been using it for a couple of months, and it has the virtual agent was able to handle a little bit more than 50% of the requests. So this is very huge and help the team to focus on on the request that really needs their attention. Yes.
The answer that was given there was it looked up in the Confluence?
Yes. So it checked on your service project. You attach your workspace, your Confluence workspace, and the virtual agent is going to check this workspace.
All right. So you'll be able to use that feature without enabling the AI.
Sorry, you meant for the first part of the demonstration when
the virtual agent can make searches in Confluence without enabling the AI part.
To make searches and summarize and derive questions, this is the AI part. Yeah. So the virtual agent without the AI, what you can do is that you can configure in the workflow, I want you to push this knowledge-based article to the user or this answer to the user, so it's predefined. So this is what is not needed. It does not need AI to do that. Okay. So let's move on and then more talk about the engagement through the portal. So maybe you're more familiar with this one. So just wanting to understand, do you use topics? Is it something that you have enabled in your configuration and use? So this is one of the new things that came out, but it has been out now for a couple of months. And it really helps to pin and highlight key common requests or common knowledge article, or even link to external system that's for you while assessing your customers' habits, you know that this is what they used to ask for, or this is the information that they usually need. So you will pin that and make it available in the portal through the topics. So it's something that you can spin up and quickly put in place. Are you using the integration with Confluence in the portal? Is it something that, so have you noticed, because what the study, when we Forrester did a study, conducted a study on Atlassian customers, and we, from that study came out that the self-serve capabilities with the knowledge, with the integration with Confluence helps to reduce to up to 10% the volume of tickets to the support. Is it something that you have, let's say, experienced and that you notice? No?
No. You're making it available to the customers,
they're not using it.
No, I mean, in our company at least, it seems like everyone just wants like a fire and forget solution. Just send in whatever fucking ticket and have someone fix the thing that's wrong. I don't want to spend the time reading an article fixing it.
Yeah.
I looked at our statistics for issues deflected for the past 3 months. Yesterday, I think it was. We've got like 5,000 articles viewed and 20 tickets deflected. Over 3 months. That's not good statistics. So we've got some cultural changes to.
Yes.
But
And
maybe virtual agent could help out with that.
And could it be that the knowledge, maybe the knowledge-based articles are not adapted to, maybe in terms of design or the way they look at? Could it be because they are consulting those knowledge-based articles? So.
Well, it could be. I do know that the first level support that owns the knowledge base, they do review it regularly.
Okay.
And simply just go through everything top to bottom and see, is this still relevant? Does it look good? Does it look like shit? But then the quality of that work I can't speak for, but they do look at it. But it is also very much a cultural thing in our business. I think in Denmark, in the Aarhus office we have here, many years ago I spent like a year or a year and a half just walking around telling everyone, have you made a ticket? When they came to me, like, can you fix my PC? Well, do you have a ticket? No. Well, then I'll wait for you to make a ticket, and then I'll fix it. And
No ticket, no service.
it took like an office of around 100 people. It took me like a year or a year and a half to get people to really understand it and get moving with it. And that was like a pretty small cultural change.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then here we see, let's say the one of the easy capability that offers GSM to extend the service desk not only to IT people but also to business people. So because when you come here, you can structure your service catalog so that the user know that if they have a problem with VPN, they go to the service desk. If they need to raise a query to the HR team, then they go to the HR portal. And if it's an engineer that needs to do a request for an infrastructure and for a test environment, for example, he will go to engineering support or operations, for example. So you can have it all in the portal. Then, I don't know if it's something that you use, but you can communicate information at the portal level, but also at the help center and also at the portal level. So this really helps to be proactive, having identified incidents coming from your monitoring to understanding what is going on. Proactively, you can make your customers know so that it will avoid having a lot of tickets being open while you're working on the issue. So this is something that also can be worth to put in place. Also, what some of our customers find interesting is to, and with also that's knowledge management aspect of thing, is to within the portal organize your article into group of article that makes sense for the user. He knows where to go when he's finding information for a specific topic. So now let's go ahead and raise a request. We will raise an incident. Let's raise an incident. So for that, as you know, we are leveraging forms. So I was discussing with a customer last week, and he told me my customer, they call the support team, and then we make sure that we have all the information before we raise the ticket. So that is giving him the assurance that they will not have back and forward communication, and they will have that information from the agent before logging the ticket. And when I showed him this, it was a little bit, he was delighted because he said, okay, here you can structure and determine what you want to capture from the customers. So instead of only having a box saying describe your issue, then you know what is needed for certain types of requests or incidents to give information, what the agent needs as information to solve the issue. So you capture that and you structure it here. So let's say I have a problem with the billing. So of course you can still push knowledge based article. This is completely configurable. It's not working. And then here you can start display information from assets, so from the CMDB. So doing that, you make sure that the customer will pick up information that are accurate according to what exists in your inventory and that are up to date. So we will pick the billing system. Then in the way we implemented things in our demonstration, we will start asking information to the customer to try to, in order that will help us to calculate and evaluate the risk or the priority instead of the incident. So we will ask for impacts, say significant, and how do we want to address it. Go ahead and send it. Okay, so now let's look at how it looks like on the agent side. But before that, just wanted to show a little bit how is it to easily build forms in Jira Service Management. This same customer was telling me I have 2,500 items in my catalog. So, and data are coming from everywhere. It could come from Jira, but it could also come from external system. Can I display that in the forms, and what flexibility do you offer to me? And this is where forms comes in and really powerful to help you spin up the service deck. So if we take, and maybe this is really a new experience that we have added to create a template, for example. Let's try to do an exercise for one. You have the available templates that you can leverage to do to start and quickly spin up your catalog, your service catalog. So let's take the IT one. So IT support request, we'll go for that one. So you have the template available. What is interesting is that this template is still flexible. So you can add things, remove things, adapt things to your ways of working. So in terms of section, you can add different types of fields. So text field, choice fields, date fields, numeric fields, user fields. So you can go and point in Jira user information here. Other fields like assets. For example, that is where we are able to point on the CMDB and display information directly in the form. Also, it is dynamic. So from you can add the sections and then decide at what condition a section will be displayed or not. So this helps to keep forms simple, capture information in a simple way, and then after adapt and guide the user depending on the choice that is taking. What is also interesting is that, as we were saying, you can go and fetch for information in external system and display them in the forms as well. So this is also possible. Forms in Jira Service Management is something that you leverage already in your setup, yes? Okay. So let's go on the agent side of things. So we started a little bit to look at that. So we have some customers, some of them that are using Jira software to do ticketing system. So they use it as a ticketing system. And then when we often show them Jira Service Management, at first they do not see the difference. And the first reason is that it's the same approach with Jira software. So the same approach in terms of administration. So that is why it's really simple to also to maintain and set up Jira Service Management, because most of the customers already have the knowledge to do that because they are using Jira software. Now there is a huge difference, of course, in the work categories that you can set up and then help you organize your work, understand what is the priority. And also the queue that, of course, you can personalize. So if we look at a ticket, so I wanted to pick up the one that I just raised, but let's go for a different one. Let me take this one. It's completed. Oh, okay, perfect. It's the one I just raised. So there was a question around how do I get information in the ticket regarding the problem or the issue that I'm working on. So this agent receiving this ticket about billing system having issue. So it has the description, of course, but most of it has all this contextual information that are available in the ticket already. So we use automation to help the agent understand. We use automation. We take information in the CMDB. We display it in the ticket for the customer to understand. Okay, this is the billing system is impacted. Yes, but what are the downstream and upstream other relationship to understand what is the impact of this incident. So also we can leverage automation to directly attach that so that the agent already have it all in his ticket. We leverage some information regarding what the customer provides to us to calculate the priority of the incident regarding our ways of working. So kind of matrix of priority coupled with assets and automation to drive that and make it to calculate that automatically. So that for the agent maybe understand quickly that he needs to escalate it as a major incident. So what is interesting here is that given the affected service and application impacted, corresponding responders have already been attached to the tickets. So now, depending on your ways of working, you can get them notified so that they know that the application that they are owning are that they are supporting are impacted with an incident. And from there, let's say we understand it's a major incident and we escalate this major incident. So as we do, the responders, they will be notified according to the on-call schedule that you have configured and the escalation policies as well that you have configured. And also they will be notified in the right channel or the preferred channel that they have configured. So this makes it really straightforward to have everyone get notified and be able to spin up to trigger a video conference or a channel to swarm around the tickets. So there we are compatible with Teams, Slack, Zoom, but also we have an out-of-the-box conference solution that you can easily, from there, trigger a video conference. All the responders are in the video conference, and we can start to swarm around the ticket to solve it. Do you have questions on that one? So let me transition. So do you have questions on
Yes, so these responders that are added to the ticket automatically, where is that set up? Is that associated with the assets or?
No, so this is set up in Opgenie. So Opgenie, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's the module of Jira Service Management that is handling event management. So Opgenie will be connected to the monitoring tools. You will configure in which conditions you want alerts to be raised in Opgenie. Then you consolidate all of those information, and from Opgenie you can schedule, you can organize your teams, do your on-call schedule, define who is the owner of what, and all of this is synchronized with Jira Service Management. So just to quickly show you, I think we are out of time already. So when you set that up, yes. So when you set that up in Opgenie, then you have it available in Jira Service Management there. So it's something that you can easily enable in the future in your project. It's available out of the box. And what we are doing now, we have a huge consolidation project where we are bringing all the capability of Opgenie into Jira Service Management. So that setup of the on-call calendar, you'll be able to do that here, the escalation policies, you'll be able to configure everything here, and you'll be able, as you saw in the video with Edwin, to bring that information into Compass so that there, on the developer side, they know exactly who is available at what time in order to get notified if there's an incident.
So if you don't use Opgenie today, you will be able to use the functionalities which you displayed in
GSF, exactly,
yeah, okay.
exactly. So you just do today you would just do the setup in Opgenie, but in terms of on the agent side of things, it will be transparent for them. So as you see, the ticket was created, he'll just see who is the responders, and once he triggered the escalate to major incident, the right people are contacted, and in the system will know, okay, who is the owner of what, and how do I have to contact them? Is it by push notification SMS? Is it by email? Is it by phone? So according to the notification settings that you have put in place. Okay. So I think we cover almost all of what I was intending to show you today. So just to conclude, Jira Service Management can really help in a variety of use cases. And of course, we are happy during the lunch after to maybe discuss further on other area that we have not touched. Yeah, feel free to come and we can have a discussion. Thank you. Now we can eat.